Welcome back from the MR headquarters in Germany to our MSENSE digital event. We want to quickly excuse us for the technical difficulties, but we hope everything will be fine from now on. Our next session is the first FAQ session for today. Bastian Fischer and Laurenc Kirchner will now answer all of your questions live here. So please, Bastian and Laurenc, come on in.
Welcome. Thank you, Peter, for the warm welcome.
So, the first question for Bastian. Which kind of errors can be detected on the on-load tab changer with the MSENSE vibroacoustic monitoring system?
Yeah, that's a great question. There are two types of irregularities and errors which can be detected. First, during the entire supply chain. For those who have been in the presentation before, you may remember that the MSENSE VAM fingerprint goes along the entire supply chain from the manufacturing to the OEM to the EPC and then later to the TSO, DSO. That means that the correct mounting, the correct installation of the OLTC can be compared and errors during that supply chain can be detected. That's one aspect which can be detected with online VAM. The second is really if we look at online VAM as a monitoring system. A monitoring system allows you to detect three types of errors. One, slow moving changes in the timing and in the vibration sound pattern of the OLTC. The second aspect which can be detected with online VAM monitoring are rapid changes in the sound and timing pattern. Just imagine that the OLTC doesn't suddenly at a certain operation an abnormal sound and vibration. Then that is also recognized. But I think the most important aspect is something which comes with any monitoring system, is that it records and detects slow changes and helps you as operator in preparing your network configuration to reduce the load and the criticality on that transformer, to prepare and dispatch work crews to investigate. So all in all, OLTC helps you in detecting slow-moving, fast-moving, timing issues and allows you to dispatch the proper work crews to do a further analysis. And as I say that, during that further analysis, of course, MR supports you in analyzing the detailed sound and vibration patterns and allows, together with our experts, the analysis and determination of root cause issues with that OLTC.
Thank you very much, Bastian. The next question up for you again, Bastian. What is the influence of maintenance and service schedule of the OLTC by using the MSENSE vibroacoustic monitoring system?
Yeah, again, a great question regarding maintenance and how VAM can help you. In maintenance, typically, you tend to do maintenance too early or too late. Now, that's not good because for obvious reasons, it is increased cost, it is increased disturbances to your network and so on. So with VAM, you really get the right point. You monitor certain aspects of the OLTC to ensure that you are not going too early to the OLTC and of course not too late, because the shifts in patterns are recognized and give you an indication about the health, overall health of the OLTC. Obviously, there are time, duration recommendations which are set by MR, which must be respected, and online VAM gives you confirmation about those time periods.
Thank you very much, Bastian. The next question, Laurenc. Can the MSENSE BM also be operated without a reference voltage or without a reference system, so the bushing monitoring system itself?
To be quite frank, yes, you can, but there are certain restrictions to it. We only can measure the C component of the bushing. We are not able to measure tangents delta, or maybe put it the other way, we are able to measure, but it doesn't make sense. There is a high risk of getting false signals. And for that reason, we prefer always having a reference system to monitor the voltage as well, to get sensitive data about the situation of the bushing. But if you use a system without reference, you have to take into account that you're losing sensitivity, and it might be not possible to detect certain failures in the field.
Thank you very much, Laurenc. The next question for you, Laurenc. Is the temperature compensation of the measured values carried out by an algorithm, or is the MSENSE BM using a temperature sensor itself?
We are not using a temperature sensor. We have an algorithm that is taking care of the temperature impact on the bushings. That was earlier explained today, and that's one of the benefits, that we have the possibility to compare 3 bushings at the same time. So we do not need a mathematical correction of the measured values. We can straightforward use the data we are getting from our algorithm, and that's a certain benefit of this system here.
Thank you very much, Laurenc. So once again, thank you for your time. The next question up for Bastian. How is the comparison between online and offline analysis?
I think we have to differentiate between monitoring and diagnostic. The question here is probably doing online monitoring and offline analysis of data. Now, let me be very systematic. MSENSE VAM is an online monitoring tool which compares in real-time operation the pattern of the OLTC noise and vibration against the limit value, which is self-learning. The system recognizes changes, and if the limit value curve is hit or is exceeded, then an event is created. Those events are an indication that further analysis is needed. Now, one of the great aspects of online VAM monitoring is that it stores all detailed values as a raw data, as the primary decibels and acceleration data and signal data in ethos. Now, those raw data can be sent to MR, and MR experts can be asked to help you identify the root cause and identify the recommended actions to do proper maintenance, to exchange parts, or to even do a major service on that OLTC. This being said, with online monitoring, you get the benefits from both worlds, from continuous tracking of the OLTC and the detailed data needed for root cause analysis. The second part of the question, offline analysis, that's typically a diagnostic, a vibration diagnostic analysis, which is done once a year, twice a year, once every so often. Now, vibroacoustic diagnostic is a common method which is used in the similar way as DGA diagnostics. But the difficulty with diagnostic is you get a one-time picture, one incident. You have no reference for comparison. You do not know how this OLTC and pattern has changed. Therefore, the one-time offline diagnostic of vibroacoustic of an OLTC is only helping recognizing very significant changes, but does not give you early indication, does not help you to shorten or to expand the maintenance windows as we discussed initially. So our recommendation is really to use a continuous recorder provided by MSENSE VAM with the real time, with the online monitoring that the behavior is within acceptable limits.
Thank you very much, Bastian. Another question I have for you right now. Which OLTC types should be monitored?
Yeah, great question, because I think there are at least two different aspects in that question. One is whether that's OLTC types of MR manufactured by MR or third-party OLTC. That's one aspect of that question. The other aspect might relate to the criticality or the age or the year of the OLTC. Let's get me to the first point, whether MR or third-party OLTCs. For an operator, it is important to have a perspective on all OLTCs independently of the brand, of the manufacturer, of the age, and even on the independent on the application. Therefore, the great thing about MSENSE VAM is the operator gets one principle to compare, to operate, and to conduct condition-based maintenance on OLTCs independently from the brand and manufacturer. Now, if you look at other aspects of categories of OLTC, not the brand or the manufacturer, but the age and type and application, the obvious criteria is certainly those OLTCs where you might have in the past the most maintenance and technical issues should be monitored, because you know they are the batch of OLTCs which create more disturbances and have irregularities. The second criteria could be the criticality of your asset and the risk of losing that asset or switching off that asset. You know, all of our operators have a very detailed knowledge about risk analysis and cause and effect. If cause and effect analysis of losing an OLTC, that can be the second criteria, and certainly we recommend to monitor those where you need a supply, where you have critical supply chain. That can be the criteria.
Thank you, Bastian. The next question out of the Middle East region: what asset management or condition monitoring services can MR offer which are different from the competition from technical or commercial perspective? So this is a very big question.
Sure. So the first part was looking at benefits and some of the technical aspects of VAM. Here, the question is really what is the difference of MR's offer in asset management and condition monitoring. So first, our claim is really that we understand the transformer and the OLTC, and therefore we have a continuous dynamic condition health index about the entire transformer, including the OLTC, which helps asset management and the asset strategy in optimizing their asset replacement and maintenance execution. The services we offer is, of course, performing those OLTC services, but furthermore, we offer the analysis of those data, whether it's bushing data, whether it's VAM data, whether it's DGA data. It is important for us to get a complete picture in order to provide you with a sound report representing our interpretation of the data and our assessment of the condition of that asset, of that transformer, of that OLTC. Different services, different packages exist. Now, as you talk about technical and commercial perspective, we are competitive in that domain. From a technical perspective, we have a complete offering from the physical sensors at the device to the real-time online monitoring in Ethos, and furthermore, the access on those data and interpretation over our customer portal.
Thank you, Bastian. One more question that reached us from Abu Dhabi. Can MSENSE VAM cancel or replace the need of the offline DRM test, so the dynamic resistance measurement?
The answer is no. As alluded before, MSENSE VAM can indicate and trace and give you a very sound information about slow or rapid changing patterns. Now, an offline diagnostic of the DRM will also look into other aspects which will not be catched, which will not be recognized by vibroacoustic means. And therefore, we recommend to use vibroacoustic as a continuous monitoring device. Once the trend, the measurements go outside of the permissible range, you, of course, should do the appropriate diagnostic and investigation. So does VAM replace the DRM? No, but it will help you to schedule and to plan for DRM at the proper time.
Thank you very much, Bastian, and Laurenc again for answering all of my questions. Our chat is available throughout the whole time of our event, so all of today and also tomorrow. Our live event will now continue at 3 o'clock today with the next presentation. So thank you very much and see you again soon.
Thank you and looking to see you soon. Bye-bye.